Good morning, it's 9 o'clock. Welcome back to Daybreak here on WGRZ Plus. We do have some new developments this morning to talk about surrounding the shooting of a Buffalo police officer on the city's east side. We now know the name of that officer and the suspect who was hit by gunfire and arrested in connection with the shooting. Buffalo police say the officer was Mark Hurst, a 9-year veteran of the force. Hurst and his colleagues responded to a domestic dispute call at a home on Sherman Street Tuesday afternoon. And Police Commissioner Erica Shields says the suspect, who we now know is 33-year-old Minaz Sadiq, started shooting as they discovered he had a concealed weapon. He started to fight back and fire off shots as they were trying to cuff him. Officer Hurst was hit with a total of 6 bullets, according to Buffalo police. Once in each calf, once in the upper thigh, once in the upper arm, and twice in his bulletproof vest. Other officers returned fire, hitting Sadiq. Both the suspect and the officer were sent to ECMC. Both had surgery and remain in the hospital stable. The New York State budget finally passed yesterday. It's a $268 billion plan and has a $13.7 billion increase in spending. That includes $1 billion in funding to send rebate checks to New Yorkers to help with rising utility rates. A majority of those who live in New York full-time and filed taxes in 2024 are eligible for what the state is calling Protecting Our Wallets Energy Rebate, or power checks. Joint filers with incomes below $150,000 a year will get a $200 check. Joint filers making between $150,000 and $300,000 a year will get a $150 check. And single filers with incomes below $150,000 will get a $100 check. The checks will be sent out between September and December of this year.
We're also establishing a robust ratepayer protection plan, includes sweeping reforms to make the rate-setting process fairer by demanding fiscal discipline, transparency, and accountability from utility companies. Working New Yorkers should no longer be subjected to higher rates while utility CEOs take extravagant trips or collect hefty bonuses that even make them richer.
And the state budget also includes policies ranging from car insurance reform, state pushback on federal immigration programs, climate policy rollbacks, and changes in the Tier 6 pension program for public employees and teachers. Well, the Erie County Legislature has voted to override a veto on youth hunting laws from the county executive. This will now allow 12 and 13-year-olds in Erie County to legally hunt big game. Daybreak's Natalie Foss joins us live in the newsroom with some of the details. Good morning, Natalie.
Hey there, Pete. Good morning. Yeah, this is something that has been years in the making. Legislators ended up using their veto override power to make it happen, and with an 8-3 majority vote, they voted in favor of the youth hunting law. The law allows 12 and 13-year-olds to hunt deer with a crossbow, rifle, shotgun, or muzzle-loading firearm. Those against the law were concerned about safety, using teen hunting fatalities across the country as examples. Since the state program launched in 2021, however, the DEC has reported 0 hunting-related shooting incidents, violations, or license revocations. Supporters say that the program requires extensive training and preparation, while opponents are not sure that that's enough.
I was a youth hunter. I participated in this program. The education is extensive and intensive. They don't take it lightly. It is hours and hours upon studying, courses, passing the tests. I actually think it makes the county safer when we have more youth that are trained properly on how to handle firearms.
I'm going to be talking to the sponsors who put this through and say, are you going to put out more safety information? Because we're having 12 and 13-year-olds having the ability to hunt now. What resources, what tools are we putting in their toolboxes to ensure that they're actually ready to do this?
County Executive Mark Poloncarz pointed us to a previously released statement reading in part, quote, "If they override this veto and a child dies in the future, my conscience will be clear knowing I did everything I could to try and prevent that tragedy." Alongside legislators in the chambers were sportsman club members as well as hunting advocates who have been pushing for the passage of the law. Live and on your side in the newsroom, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
And it's also important to point out that 12 and 13-year-olds had already had the right to hunt small game, so this just expands that hunting privilege. All right, thank you very much, Natalie Foss, reporting live this morning. Well, a Lackawanna man will spend time behind bars for a deadly crash on the Skyway. The Erie County DA's office says 28-year-old Joshua Wright has been sentenced for killing his passenger in a car crash while driving drunk. Wright admitted to the crime in February after causing the head-on collision last June. His passenger, 28-year-old Sabrina Grant, died in the crash. The other driver was hurt in the crash. Wright was sentenced to 4 to 12 years in prison. The Erie County DA's office also shared an update from this road rage incident that was captured on video and went viral. 35-year-old Justin Goodrich was sentenced 3 years probation after admitting to harassing a woman on Union Road in Cheektowaga last May. Investigators say at one point he reached into the woman's passenger side window and grabbed a child by their shirt collar, leaving a scratch. Goodrich was originally facing up to a year behind bars. Well, the man convicted of trying to kill author Salman Rushdie is back in court today. Hadi Matar is currently serving a 25-year state sentence for the 2022 stabbing at the Chautauqua Institution. The attack left Rushdie blind in one eye after he was assaulted on stage at the amphitheater. Matar now faces federal terrorism-related charges, with prosecutors saying the attack was carried out in the name of a foreign terror group. Today's appearance is a status conference. Jamie and Harris will also be back in front of a judge today after New York's highest court upheld the reinstatement of her murder indictment. She was charged in the 2023 death of her 90-year-old grandmother, Catherine Jones, inside their Highgate Avenue home. The case was briefly dismissed over double jeopardy concerns tied to a related gun charge. But an appellate court, now backed by the state's top court, ruled the murder charge can move forward. All right, we are going to take a break right now and take a look at the forecast because we're heading into another weekend. And Patrick, everyone's hoping for a continuation of these nice weather conditions.
It looks like that's how it's going to be. We've had, not much to talk about over the last couple of days, and that quiet weather is only going to continue. We do have an area of low pressure here that is going to be diving south and triggering some rain showers and mountain snow, by the way, for the upstate New York and into New Hampshire and Vermont. That system is going to miss us to the east. So we will be grazed with some clouds today or this evening and maybe a sprinkle, but that's about it. Then that system passes away to the north and to the south and east. And we are left with a cooler breeze tomorrow, but certainly pleasant. And then a beautiful day on Sunday. So that is the one feature. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. For a moment, I'm expecting to see like salmon swimming upstream here. I don't think you get fish this low on the rapids. Do you, Pete?
I don't believe so.
Where do the fish know to go? You know what? That's far enough.
Yeah, they say that last rabbit's a doozy, so we're going to stay further up.
You know, you wonder over time if any marine life learns to stop at a certain spot, right?
Yeah.
Is this a thought that's ever been considered by?
No, but now you've got me thinking.
Do fish go over the falls, or do they, over time, they just through, instinct, they know to stop? Sorry, random thought. Anyway, a beautiful day. Temperatures near 70 today. It'll be sunny. This weekend, mostly sunny and mild. Low 60s Saturday, near 70 on Sunday. And then dry and mild for the week ahead. So it's going to be very quiet. Today, 70. Tomorrow, 63. And rain chances very slim, if anything, over the next 7 days. It's going to be very quiet. Future look shows, again, dry skies, maybe a few clouds increasing. Remember, Pete, earlier in the week, it was showing rain here. I was kind of doubtful. That's certainly been the case. It's been pushed east. So no real weather of significance to deal with this evening or even tomorrow. Of course, it looks sunny with temperatures in the 60s. And then as we head into Sunday, we're going to see lots of sunshine and temperatures a little bit warmer. It will be breezy today, a southwesterly wind 20 to 30 miles an hour, gusting to like 35 miles an hour. So that's been a little bit of a change today. We haven't had much wind recently. We'll get some breeze today. 70 today, 63 on Saturday. On Saturday, 72 on Sunday. Blue skies, 70. The average right now is 71, so we're very close to that. As we head into next week, dry weather continues. Monday and Tuesday, we're in the 60s, and then low to mid 70s for the middle of next week, Pete.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, and thanks for that point to ponder as well. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, but more Daybreak is on the other side. It is 9:12 now. We've got a live look at Salem Field where the Bisons are getting ready for a weekend full of baseball, fireworks, and some pretty wild sports jerseys. Tonight is the game against Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, and it's obscure jersey night in addition to the Friday Night Bash. Fans are encouraged to break out their weirdest and most random sports jerseys for a chance to win prizes. First pitch 6:05, and then the fireworks after the game. Fun continues tomorrow with Flag Football Day at 1:05, and then on Sunday, fans can score a free stadium sling bag during the afternoon game. And baseball fans in Buffalo on Sunday are going to have a chance to see one of the best pitchers in baseball, three-time Cy Young winner, World Series champion, and future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer will be making a rehab start for the Bisons this Sunday. This is not the first time Scherzer's played here in Buffalo. He made a few rehab starts for the Herd last season before eventually pitching for the Blue Jays in the World Series.
I remember that. He came, I think it was last year?
Last year, yeah.
And then I remember Vlad Guerrero came a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, he played full season for the Bisons.
Oh, that's right.
Coming up through and then a couple of trips back. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. It's going to add to the crowd. I mean, when you get to see a picture of that quality.
Well, and we finally are kind of stuck in a nice weather pattern. It's going to be a beautiful weekend for baseball for the most part. And
oh my gosh! Well, this is a home, so they play Friday tonight, of course, and then the weather looks perfect.
Yeah, and then Saturday. Saturday and Sunday. So it'll be great. It'll be great
against a team that was named by a bunch of fourth graders.
The Iron Pigs.
The Iron Pigs.
I think it's a railroad term, right? Yeah, it's a railroad term.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
it is a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's not some mythical creature. It's a thing.
No,
okay.
No, it's not a really tough piece of ham.
Okay, right.
All right, well, we're just a couple of weeks away from the FIFA World Cup with the games coming nearby to Toronto and New Jersey. And yesterday, Buffalonians got a chance to see the Golden Trophy up close that nearly 50 nations from around the world will be competing for. The World Cup trophy is currently on a 75-stop tour, and one of those stops was yesterday at KeyBank Center. Fans also got the chance to meet former World Cup champion Fernando Llorente, who won it with Spain back in 2010. And the arrival of this global event to our area, Patrick's checking out the dates and the tickets.
No, Iron Pig is also a Korean barbecue restaurant.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic. We've moved on. We're talking World Cup. And also a controversy. Have you heard about this? The ticket prices going through the roof?
It's crazy.
Well, the New York Attorney General and other attorneys general are launching an investigation into FIFA's ticketing prices and practices. Now, the tournament marks the first time that soccer's world governing body has used dynamic pricing, a practice where ticket prices fluctuate depending on demand, and fans have not been too happy about it. The investigation will focus on those complaints that they were misled about ticket locations. They say seat maps were modified after they bought their tickets, and they're also looking into complaints from those who say they didn't get the category seat that they actually purchased, and those, of course, the sky-high ticket prices.
We have been reviewing media accounts which indicate that from October 25th to November 26th, FIFA has raised the price of tickets for 90 of its 104 games, hit their matches to almost 34%. And the final game at Giant Stadium has increased to the tune of where ticket prices are at $4,000.
Yeah, and the most expensive ticket price for that final match is the best seat in the house. It's over $30,000 right now. FIFA's declined comment on the investigation. Their president has previously defended the practices, saying, quote, "We're in the market in which entertainment is the most developed in the world, so we have to apply market rates," end quote, saying things are always expensive in the United States, so we got to charge more.
Deal with it, right.
It's, but man, oh man.
You're just removing access to this worldwide sport to most people.
But luckily, there are other venues that you're going to be able to have some access. Maybe not to the games, but the excitement certainly. The watch party here in Buffalo at Canal Side and over at Silo City for all the matches. It's going to be kind of cool up on the side of the grain silos.
Oh, that is cool.
Can't wait for that.
That is cool.
All right. Well, we are going to take a spelling bee coming up on Daybreak. So stick around for that. You're going to see. You probably have an indication of how dumb the two of us are. We're going to prove it for you next.
So your first word is Taroni.
T-O-R-O-N-E.
Enthymeme.
E-N-T-H-Y-M-E-M-E.
Bromocryptine.
B-R-O-M-O-C-R-I-P-T-I-N-E.
Kashaw.
C-U-S-H-A-W.
Wow, that was 14-year-old Shrey Parikh, the winner of the 2026 Scripps Spelling Bee. He was tied for first place against 12-year-old Ishan Gupta of Jersey City, New Jersey. And that spelling bee came down to a lightning round tiebreaker with Shrey correctly spelling 32 words in 90 seconds and Ishan 25 words. Shrey Parikh was awarded the Scripps Cup trophy on stage and also $50,000 in prize money.
The lightning round was, pretty stressful because I had no way of knowing the results. So to be honest, I just tried to get as many words correct as I could.
And nearly 250 spellers were competing for the 2026 Scripps National Spelling Bee Championship, with 9 reaching the finals.
It's amazing, in that speed round, they hear these words without any,
context
or like often when you get a word, please use it in a sentence, and that'll help you decide how it might be spelled. But with that, it's just, lay it out there.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, that was the lightning round.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to do the drizzle round.
Nice.
Yes.
The slow.
We're gonna
slow rain.
Put our own spelling skills to the test. Have you got your paper?
My boss took mine. I don't know where he did with it. Okay, he's going to bring it. So why don't you start?
He's going to bring it. So we are going to see how. We're going to prove how poor spellers we are.
Well, we know if you look at my graphics, there's one spelling error a week.
All right, we're going to start with this one.
Okay.
All right. Paucity, a scarcity, insufficiency, or smallness in quantity.
Paucity, P-A-U-C-I-T-Y.
Excellent. Wow. How about yabbies? It's an Australian freshwater crayfish. Yabbies.
Australian.
Oh,
yabbies.
That's not a yabby.
Yabbies. Hold on. J-A-B-B-I-E-S.
So close.
What is it?
You should have gone with your first instinct of a Y.
Oh, I thought maybe it was because I don't know. Okay.
And Mesopotamian.
Oh, M-E-S-O, P-O-T, A-M-I-A-N.
Correct.
Wow.
Bingo.
Are we recording this so I can show?
Yeah, because Melissa's never going to believe it.
Oh, she won't believe it.
No.
Okay, you ready? Okay. Assiduous. It's a showing great care, attention, in persistence in doing something. We are not assiduous people. A-S-I-D-O-U-O-U-S. You made a good correction at the end, but it's 2 S's. It's A-S-S.
Oh, yeah, we'll stop there.
Let's stop there.
You assiduous.
Okay. All right, vaudeville.
Vaudeville. V-A-U-D-E-V-I-L-L-E. Vaudeville.
Very well done. Popular format of entertainment from the 1800s. Okay, next. Wampanoag. 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 Okay. Wampanoag. Hold on. A native people of northeastern woodlands. Wampanoag.
W-A-U-P-E-N-A-U-G. Or is
I'm
it
going to give you, you got a couple letters wrong. So why don't we take it one more?
W-A-M-P.
Yeah, okay.
E-N?
No.
Oh, Wampanoag. I-N-A-U-G.
First of all, you made a good correction at the beginning. It's W-A-M-P, M. You changed it to M. That was good.
Oh, no, I said M.
Oh, I
the
thought you.
first time.
Oh, I thought you said like a U. Okay. Okay. Wampanoag. So try that one more time.
W-A-M-P-I-N-A-U-G.
Okay. It's A-N-O-A-G.
O-A-G. Okay.
So, but I will tell you.
W-A-M-P-A-N-O-A-G.
You did it very right phonetically, but the vowels, it's hard to tell if it's an A or an O.
See, if it would have been pronounced Wampanoag.
Then you would have.
Wampanoag.
Wampanoag.
O-A.
O-A, yes. All right, I think we did.
O-A.
And thanks to Milton, our producer, for coming up. These were great words. I mean, this was a nice assortment, and they weren't too hard. But there we go. I've never won a spelling contest, and not that I won. I've never been correct.
Today, you won a spelling contest.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a win, but I'm actually.
Yes. Well
Again,
done.
we all know spelling is not one of my strong suits, and there's certain words in there words that you use every day that I just can't spell, like
Forte.
No, I got that F-O-R-T-E. I got that one. No, there's certain words like schedule. No, schedule. I got persistence. You know, is it a C? Is it an S? Words like that. You know.
Yeah, or Wampanoag.
Or Wampanoag, another word I use all the time.
But you can spell Skajakwada.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You can't try. I can't.
S-C-A-J-A-Q-U-A-D-A.
Okay. Albuquerque.
S-C-A-J-A. We're going to move on now.
When I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I had to learn to spell. I can do it, but it's one of the most, real quick, the 3 most misspelled cities. Albuquerque's one of them. There's 2 more.
Tucson?
That's a good one because there's a sneaky C in there.
Yes. Massapequa?
There it is. No, it's Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
Yes, because you can never remember if it's 2 T's or 2 N's.
Exactly.
Yes.
Those are the 3 most misspelled cities.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, moving right along, we want to say congratulations to a broadcast professional who can pronounce and spell every word that's put in front of her. Buffalo radio legend stepping away from the microphone this morning was Janet Snyder's final show on KISS 98.5, where she has been on the air for 32 years hosting the morning show alongside Nick and Weeze. Yeah, the Western New York native is taking what she's calling an adult gap year, but she says she will keep the many memories she made on air and in the community alive.
When you get to talk to Taylor Swift, when you get to talk to Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Dua Lipa, you don't forget that. The charities we've helped, when we've talked to people that are in the throes of a life-changing, devastating event, and they share their story to help others, that's as powerful and as meaningful as anything.
A true Buffalo professional, and she was inducted into the Buffalo Broadcasters Hall of Fame back in 2023, and she's just been one of those stalwarts of the airwaves.
Absolutely. People have grown up listening to her every morning.
Right.
It's probably a part of so many routines. You hear her most days, if not every day, and now that's a piece of your life that's gone. I mean, and to think she talked about meeting Taylor Swift and Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. My point is,
I love the way you pronounce that.
I can't ever get. That's another word I can't spell. It's her and others like her that gave those artists radio time. You know, it's like it's Janet Snyder who plays Taylor Swift, who plays all of these artists. So it's like they depend on her to kind of spread their gospel, if you will, their music. And again, I did not realize it was 32 years.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
And you know what? The magic of their show is it appeals to, you know, moms in the car driving the kids to school, along with the kids that are in the back seat. So there are families that just grew up listening to Janet, Nick, and Weeze, and it's one of those things that people will remember from their childhood. And Janet's been doing it for a couple of generations now.
And she spent some time working here. She's one of the first, when I came here, she was here the day I arrived, and she was like I'll never forget it, one of the first people I met in the studio, and she was so nice and welcoming. And yeah, it's going to be a loss to not have her a part of the broadcast scene here for forever, given how long she's been here.
Yeah, she and DJ Milk used to do the weekend.
That's right.
Look ahead.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And her partners, Nicholas Pickles and Weeze, hopefully they carry on.
Yeah, and they'll be on the air if you want to check out the last bit of their show. They're going to be on the air this morning until 10 o'clock for the last show.
Gotcha.
All right, Buffalo's Outer Harbor is turning up the volume tonight. Terminal B Summer Concert Series gets things going. We're starting with dessert. Cake is playing tonight. They're hitting the stage at 8 o'clock, and the full season lineup includes names like Ashanti, Trey Songz, Rick Ross, Violent Femmes, and the Arkells. And fans can also look for the return of the Tacos and Tequila Festival, a brand new country music festival, and a free July 3rd show. This is the third summer of live music at Terminal B, and then they'll wrap up the summer with the Music is Art Festival.
Have a good time tonight. That looks like a good show.
And
Weather should be perfect.
And you've gotten the sprinkles right out.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Sprinkle.
You want to put the soggy cake. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone.